Hey, good morning. Good morning. It's Doug DeVitri, author of Screen to Screen Selling. And today I'm going to share with you, I guess it's a topic on how to show up differently inside of Zoom, right? So I have written this blog post and we're just going to get right into it where kind of outline all these different ways you can do this. So number one is sharing your screen with permission or not, right? So think about this. If you, depending on the type of Zoom meeting, if it's a one-on-one or if it's a big group meeting, sometimes you will want the option to share your screen, right? To deliver a PowerPoint presentation, to demo a website. And if you're not the host has to give you permission. If they don't know how to do it, then you're stuck. And if they do, great. But then again, you still have some limitations where, you kind of show up in this corner of this box and you don't have the ability to kind of do what we're doing, which leads us to number two is showing a website as a virtual background. Now I'm gonna give you another context of this, of using a website as a virtual background. So I'm gonna pull up this Matterport home, right? So if you think about every property listing is a web page, and there's different tools that you can invest in that kind of create these types of environments. So if I just kind of pull this up, now I'm inside of this home, and this is a website that already exists online. So this can be a virtual background that I use for this particular conversation. And then when I talk to somebody else, I can pull up another website to share with them a property. But ultimately, right, at the end of the day, you have all these different websites you can have as a virtual background. Third, and this is one of my favorites, is being able to use a digital whiteboard as a background, right? So if I pull up my little digital whiteboard here, you can see that I can start drawing on. It's kind of like drawing my whole wall as a background. So one thing I always like to do is make sure that people can see what I have on the screen. So this is my kind of like my little smiley face, right? Sometimes I give them sunglasses. And so now I can engage somebody in a conversation. It could go, we could talk, I could start summarizing key points and so forth. But the whole goal here is that you have a digital whiteboard as your virtual background to be able to facilitate conversations moving forward. Now, this is number four. I don't know, I said that number three was one of my favorites, right? Probably this one here where it says add songs and sound effects. This is my little, I'm going to show you, this is my little soundboard here. I'm going to pull up my little camera to show you what this thing looks like. This thing is called a Rodecaster Pro. And what this is it has my professional microphone tied into the back. It has some extra cables and buttons. And really when you think about it, if I wanted to adjust the volume for my microphone, I could do it right here. If I wanted to play the intro music that you heard earlier, right? We've got the applause button, and this is all tied in. It's put into the Zoom meeting itself, right? If it's someone else's joke, I'll hit the laugh button. If it's my joke, I've got the self-deprecating humor. We talk about risk management. You've got the scary music going on. So when you think about just adding in a different element to this, you can really bring out some special effects. You can even do sponsor commercials. You can do all sorts of things. Now, moving back to this, I know that many of us like to deliver slide presentations to be able to introduce basic information. I think that's great if you're just kind of onboarding somebody with a new topic or a new skill. So I'm going to go back here and show just kind of show a slide presentation example, and probably one of the best places to get these presentations is from SlideShare, right? So slideshare.net. You might already have an account here. If you don't, you can create one. It's free, and this is where you just upload your PowerPoint presentations. And so, I kind of shared where you use a website as a background. Your slides kind of appear here too in a similar type of fashion. So without kind of reinventing the wheel, as long as you're able to create that, set up that virtual camera, right? That virtual camera of how you show up inside it, have that set up, then you have the ability to use a lot more of these options, whereas your webcam with your bookcase just doesn't really give you any flexibility for that. So number 6, replace yourself with a pre-recorded video. Now, a simple one you can do is a countdown, right? This is kind of like, before a meeting starts, you just kind of ahead of a video playing so that when people know, and this is your meeting, it knows when to cook off. So I'm just going to just show you that. Video that I can play at any point, right? At any point, to replace myself inside of here. So I could even go off, and this can be a way for me to pause or take a break. Several different ways of using the pre-recorded video in your Zoom meeting. Now, you might have seen this earlier, where there's a video in my background, not just the still image of what you see. And I think sometimes it's good to use this when you want to change it up a little bit, right? When you have different instances where you want to capture somebody's attention, you're not going to have something like this going all the time, otherwise that would be super distracting. But if you needed something to pop, you would want to have a pre-recorded video in your background, so to be able to kind of it's kind of like, it's almost like snap, like everybody's on board. Then you have different options for different circumstances. So this right here is another video. Kind of have your branding to set up where. Now I'm just pressing the button. Now this is a way to be able to engage. And then when I'm done with this, then I can go back to I can go back to the image background. I can go to the website as a background, moving forward. Number 8, participant chat templates. And all this is, and I'll have a link on here, is just simple things that you can copy and paste and put in a participant chat. That'll save you a ton of time. Rethinking of what you're supposed to type, especially if you're the one who's being the host and you have a lot of activities involved. It's a whole lot easier to be able to copy text from a template and paste it into the Zoom meeting rather than having to think it every time. So everybody, this is Doug DeVitri, author of Screen to Screen Selling. Make sure you leave the comments. We've been posting to the blog and on the YouTube channel. We've been a lot more videos on the YouTube channel. Guys, hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. Thanks.